my man, how's it going? Boy, this thing's been through the ringer from what I've heard.
Oh, man.
Matt, nice to meet you, buddy. What's your name?
Tim.
Tim? Great to meet you, bud. So, give me a breakdown on this thing. It's a little bit hard to comprehend.
Okay, we went to four stops. We pull in to get some sushi.
Yeah.
Go out. Nothing. And I go, what the heck, man? And I asked her. She said, "Well, it's probably just the fuel filter, you know."
Yeah.
So I said, "All right, just let's pull a truck. I mean, have a truck pull us in."
Yeah.
And he parked it. I called, what's his name?
Yeah, the wrecker place?
Yeah, the guy that he knows.
Yeah.
And they worked, I mean, all day long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Dang.
So he pulled up the starter, and he put the starter back in, and he said, "Here, I'll charge you only $100."
Yeah.
I'm oh, come on. So, in to hoots, he came out and here. He's looking at that one. He's looking at that one. They just,
yeah.
I don't have.
Well, the relays and the fuses for
Yeah.
is up here for it.
Yeah.
It's not back there. Just
Yeah.
right under here. So, but long story short, you've had the starter replaced on it, and it
No,
still
I
didn't.
Didn't have.
He just took it out and tested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been easier to do from the fuse box.
Yeah, exactly.
Few different easier ways. Well, yeah, man. Let me grab some stuff. Does it try to crank or anything, or just
No,
nothing?
nothing?
Just nothing. Yeah. Well, dang, oh, man. Yeah. Well, let me grab my stuff, man. I'll have a whack at it. Do you got the keys on you?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what it does when you just. So yeah, we got a 40 amp. So our relays or our fuse is fine. You can see it's not broken right there. This goes to our starter, but then our starter relay is right here. Wouldn't it be cool if I just swapped these fuses and it worked? Or these relays? It's just odd that that happened like that. I mean,
He did that too.
oh, he just swapped them over.
I think so.
Took the sail out of, or the wind out of my sail, man. Try it one more time, buddy. Nothing.
No.
Definitely have a power situation going on here.
He said, the guy said that he did not have the brain to operate this one.
You didn't have the brain to operate this? Oh no.
Little one here, you put on sand.
Yeah, it's definitely dead. It's got 5 volts in it. I can't, my scanner's not gonna detect anything until it gets to like a higher voltage, you know what I mean? It's gonna think that it doesn't have any power. So in the meantime, while this is charging, I'll go underneath and touch that starter. I can see where someone, oh man, what the f was that? Dude, well, here's the deal. We got power at the ground on the starter. The ground, there's a ground, so in order for a starter to, the solenoid to work, to be, you know, electrically activated, it needs a ground and a power. So you have a ground right here. It's supposed to be, so to probe it, I have to hook my ground side up to the ground on the starter and then go to your signal wire and then probe it with my power. But hooking it up to this signal wire gives me a ground at the power when I tried to probe it, and then when you go straight to the ground right here, we got 5 volts to it when it should obviously, you know, be a ground. Oh my goodness.
What?
Come here. No, it's not that, dude. All right, so I was following your ground here because you see we got good freaking power.
Yeah.
I was following it down. Dude, come here. See where I'm standing? What do you see right there?
Oh.
Is that an alternator unplugged? Bro. If I plug this in and this thing starts, dude. Dude. We're plugged in. All right. There's nothing to say about that. We figured out the issue. So,
Okay.
all right, here's the deal. We were going through and I was testing. So I was getting, before, I'm not sure if you're sure or if you heard, but before I was getting power from your engine block, which should have been grounded out from this ground right here. So I was watching a bunch of videos and reading a bunch of forums on this vehicle. So this ground cable goes straight down through here and it connects to the frame and goes straight to the battery. And so what's down there is a motor mount and they're touching each other. So after a while of engine use, they just rub and rub and rub. And so I was like, it told me all the symptoms in which every symptom I was having. And so I was like, Eureka, we figured it out. So I get out here and I'm like looking and your alternator's completely unplugged. I plugged it in, then I finally had ground at the block right away. Guys, don't you just love it when like you're trying to do something and like it's just one simple thing and then it just kind of sporadics to all this other crap? That's what we call the rabbit hole, okay? That's called the rabbit hole, and that's what we were in for a moment. Guys, I'm gonna level with you, okay? We're getting power at the engine block. Obviously, we got a ground issue, okay? It's obvious. I'm like, dude, got a ground issue, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Obviously, we got a ground issue. That's why you don't do that. I'd been studying all the different ground locations on that vehicle. I just got done watching a Scanner Danner video that was 18 minutes long. I'm sitting there searching that freaking ground cable. I'm wiggling it. I felt the motor mount. I felt it beside the motor mount. It felt all secure, like it felt like it didn't rub at all. And so then I started getting a little discouraged. So then I started to look, hey, where's this thing bolted in at? Where's the harness that holds this thing into place? As I'm looking in there, boom. What the hell? Well, that lasted about 2 days before he called me to come back out there, and so we did. Howdy doody, man.
How we doing?
We are back. But this time you could say I figured out the problem almost instantly. None of your park, reverse, drive, or neutral is illuminating. It's not recognizing. So you see here your park, reverse, neutral, drive?
Yeah.
Bruh. You see what I'm saying? None of them are illuminating. Do they typically illuminate on this vehicle? You can't remember?
I remember.
They're supposed to. And even though I already knew what the problem was, I had to eliminate the factor that it could be like an ignition problem or something like that. I'm gonna have you if you don't mind, turn the key. I'm gonna go underneath and I'm gonna hook up my multimeter straight to the starter. And all right, try it again. Nothing. In which that's a perfect example of how a bad ignition would act, if you're trying to test it. So I was like, let's scan this sucker, and I not one, not two, but 3 different scanners. There it is. And none of them could communicate with the ECM, not one. All right, so we just got to replace that ECM, which is right here. But I had absolutely no idea prior, but the gentleman that came out before me took the ECM completely apart, took the face of it off, and then the dude said that he was spraying some stuff inside it and put it back together. He said he had it for about an hour, and then when he put it back in the vehicle did act different, but it was basically the same symptoms. But then he told me that the guy that came out here took that sucker out and then cleaned it. You know what I'm thinking? That it was just an alternator issue, and the alternator got overlooked by the plug-in, obviously, and then so the ECM got taken out, and then that rabbit hole got chased, and which led to more problems than what the original problem was. So this is it, yeah. Aries, and it's already programmed, so you wouldn't even need me. I mean, unless you want me to install it, but you wouldn't even need me to come out and reprogram it for you. So typically they don't come programmed, so we wouldn't have to remove that. I'll share this to you. I'll see you soon, my man. I will see you. But the customer did take my word for it, and he put his own ECM in, and now the vehicle's running fine. So, unfortunately, we don't get to see a freaking ending to all that. Honestly, always a rewarding feeling when you fix something that you own, you know what I mean? And then you're able to, especially being a vehicle, and then you're able to drive it away. It's pretty awesome.